There is a moment of collapse that most people spend their lives trying to avoid. A business fails, a trusted relationship breaks, or an expected rescue never arrives. You look around and realize no one is coming to save you. We are culturally conditioned to rely on external networks. Society trains us to seek out mentors and crave validation to feel secure. But when we tie our survival to the assistance of other people, we become vulnerable to their absence. History shows that reliance on others is a strategic flaw. Niccolò Machiavelli observed that leaders who built power on the fickle loyalty of allies inevitably lost their positions. He argued that the only stable foundation is one built through your own skill and effort. When those external reinforcements disappear, you reach the 0 point. This is total isolation, where your bank account, your reliable contacts, and your emotional safety nets have all vanished. This isolation functions as a filter. It removes anyone who only valued you for the convenience or access you provided. If you can continue to move forward while no one is watching, you prove that your power is internal and entirely yours to keep. Surviving this stage requires a deliberate demolition of the old, approval-seeking self. That version of you was built to survive in a herd. Now you must build a system that can function alone. The reconstruction begins with the ghost phase. This is a period of unbroken silence regarding your ambitions and your pain. You disappear from the social and professional arenas where people expect to see you react. Complaining or over-explaining your situation is a form of leaking data, providing a map of your vulnerabilities. Expressing frustration gives observers information to predict your moves. Prevent this by processing emotions entirely internally. Refusing to broadcast your thoughts creates an impenetrable tactical barrier. When you stop offering explanations, you create an information vacuum. People around you will instinctively try to fill that silence with their own projections and anxieties. Because your thoughts are now opaque, others cannot calculate the risk of opposing you. This sudden uncertainty forces them to hesitate. That hesitation mimics respect, because they can no longer treat you as a predictable variable. This is where your new leverage begins. Science is a defensive tool that starves observers of the feedback they need to control you. It forces them to react to your presence rather than your words. With the noise cut off, you can redirect the energy of your betrayal. This is sublimation, taking these raw, dark impulses and condensing them into a single point of focused work. This phase requires undisputed command over your own impulses. You cannot wait to feel motivated or inspired. You must become a dictator to yourself, following a strict protocol even when tired or alone. You are now engaged in the daily war. It consists of deep, repetitive blocks of effort that require no applause. You are training yourself to produce results without needing anyone to witness the process. Operating this way changes how you see your professional environment. When you no longer need colleagues' approval, false friendships that once clouded your judgment fall away. You can now identify the puppet masters, those leaders who use charm and eloquence to mask their lack of competence. They often divide teams and isolate strong voices to prevent their own control from being questioned. Test the people in your circle by saying no to a request or letting support slip. Real loyalty remains firm, while flattery disappears the moment you stop being a convenient resource. By converting your pain into a disciplined routine, you create a system that is no longer dependent on the approval of toxic leaders or false allies. Eventually, the private work yields public outcomes. This is the strategic return. You re-enter your social and professional circles, but you do so without explaining your absence or your transformation. You are now operating with virtue, the rare combination of discipline and capability that allows a person to thrive regardless of the chaos around them. Like the stone foundations of the Forum, your strength remains even after the structures around you have fallen. Because you no longer need the crowd to feel secure, you can collaborate from a position of total leverage. You offer undeniable value rather than looking for a savior. People who betrayed you may expect a confrontation, but the most permanent retaliation is your undeniable, visible success. Showing them that their attempt to break you only resulted in a more formidable version of yourself ends the conflict without a single word. The reward of this path is total ownership. Because you built this new position during the 0 point, without assistance, no one can claim credit for your wins, and no one can hold past favors over your head. Learning to function without a safety net has built the capacity for you to set your own standards. You are no longer waiting for a seat at someone else's table. You have built the table itself. Continuous evolution is the only armor that never fails. If you are ready to start building your own system, subscribe for more strategic blueprints.